We wish you a Merry Podcast. We wish you a Merry Podcast. We wish you a Merry Podcast from the JATcast right here. It's all right. That's not, it's not really strong. Hey, everybody. It is the James Arnold Taylor Podcast, and it's the Christmas special. That's right. It's the James Arnold Taylor Christmas special. I better get, hey, Mr. Announcer Guy.
Yes, James?
Hey, first off, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, James.
Thank you. Hey, I was wondering if your older brother, Charlton, the announcer, could do the announcement for the show for this one, because it's Christmassy and he's got that kind of Christmassy voice and everything. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to offend you in any way.
I understand perfectly, James. He always gets all the Christmas gigs. Hey, Charlton.
Yeah.
Give Jad some of that Christmas scat. You got it.
'Twas the week before Christmas, and that means only one thing: the James Arnold Taylor Talking to Myself JATcast Christmas Special. Now, here he is, ready to spread Christmas joy to all that listen. James Arnold Taylor.
Thank you, Charlton. And hey, you guys are going to both stick around for the big JATcast Christmas party and everything, right?
I wouldn't miss it.
I'll be there for sure, James. We're going to go now.
Okay, we'll see you guys. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. It is the James Arnold Taylor Christmas Podcast Special, JATcast. I call it the JATcast. That kind of became a thing where I put JAT, because James Arnold Taylor, J-A-T, and then it's easier than saying James Arnold Taylor. That takes forever. And this is the one time where initials, I know I give my daughter a bad time about using initials for things, but J-A-T, that's kind of, JAT. That makes a lot more sense than saying James Arnold Taylor, doesn't it? I think so. Anyways, welcome to my Christmas special. It's a Christmas special. It's not a holiday special. It's a Christmas special. Why? I celebrate Christmas, okay? So we've got a lot planned on this show today, so we're going to get right to it. Normally I kind of wing it and go, but I've planned some things for you all because it's Christmas time. I want to give that kind of Christmas special and all. And back when I was a kid, growing up in the 70s and the 80s, there were Christmas specials on TV, and it was really awesome, to see all of those. And there was just a feeling of Christmas around. And so maybe, just maybe, if I'm lucky, some of that will kind of rub off on me here with all of you, and it'll be just a Christmassy time. You know what I mean? I think you do. We got a lot planned. I've got an interview from Santa Claus. He's coming in, and he may bring some friends or something. And that's, exclusive. That's an exclusive. I don't know how many people get to talk to Santa Claus at this time of year. For one, because he's extremely busy. And two, because, people don't have the connections I have. But my agent, Franklin, has he's managed to swing an interview with Santa Claus, a jolly old Saint Nick, Kris Kringle himself. And so that's going to be happening here. And in fact, we'll give Franklin a call here in a minute and just make sure we got it all figured out, because I have not seen Santa Claus yet, although he is magic and he is very busy. So you never know how he'll appear here at the James Arnold Taylor Christmas special JATcast podcast thing. But, I should check with everybody else, make sure, because it's exciting. I saw Hank, speaking of Santa Claus, I saw Hank running around with a Santa Claus hat and kind of looking like, Santa Claus who's had maybe just a few too many holiday cookies. But, hey, Hank! Hank!
Up on the rooftop and that thing, reindeer singing in the bling-a-ling-a-ling.
Okay, hey, Hank.
Hello, Christmas testing, 1, 2.
Would you stop with the Christmas testing?
Well, it's Merry Christmas, that's all, James.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, Hank. You having a good holiday time?
Well, yeah, sure. I like the Christmas stuff with the things and the lights and the what is that? The tinsel.
Tinsel.
Yeah, that's what I said. Tinsel.
You just said tinsel.
What?
Nothing.
So yeah, I got lots. I like to decorate the house and everything.
You decorate. So do you do all the decorating at the Hank house? The Hank house. That's what I would call it.
Yeah, my wife and I, Maureen.
Maureen, that's right, Maureen. Your wife, Maureen. You remember the name? That's good.
Yeah, no, she likes to bake the Christmas cookies, and the Christmas. I like the Christmas. There's something, I don't know. They taste a little more magical when it's Christmas time. You know what I'm saying, James?
You know what? I actually do know what you're saying. And I'm not a big sweets guy, but...
Oh, you're not? So I can eat the stuff in the fridge?
No, it doesn't mean you can go and eat all the stuff in my refrigerator. Stop that.
Oh, yeah, well, okay. All right.
My daughter, my wife, they like some of these things. So, and it could be for other people, Billy. And, we're having a little party here. At the end of the show, we're going to have a big JATcast Christmas special party, Christmas party. So, don't go eating stuff out of the fridge too soon.
Oh, you mean like you got that big thing of, there's like a pie and everything. It looks like it's like...
Yeah, it's an apple, but there's apple pie, there's pumpkin pie. It's like a kabocha squash pumpkin pie that I made, a Japanese pumpkin squash pie.
Yeah, that was good.
What?
I mean, that looks good.
You. So now do you get gifts and things? You get, we talked a little bit about this before, but on the other podcast, you have gifts for Maureen, your wife, and everything?
Yeah, I got the gifts. I'm pretty good. I'm a pretty good Santa's helper. I do the things. She makes a list, and then I look at the list, and then I make a list.
Now, what would you put on your list? What would be on Hank's Christmas list? I'm very curious about that.
Me too.
What does that mean?
Oh, no, I like.
You seem like a sports kind of guy. Do you like sports and stuff?
Yeah, I like the basketballs and I like the baseballs and the footballs and I don't watch the soccer much, but people like the soccer. That's okay. Whatever you want to kick things around, I don't care.
Okay. Yeah, well, soccer came to America really kind of in the 80s, became kind of a thing. So, people like the different sports and stuff. That's fine.
Yeah, so I like the sports and everything, and so
is that what do you like? Are there like sports teams that you want, or are there sports gifts and stuff that you would get for? Is that on your Christmas list?
No.
Okay. You want to help me out here at all? Is there anything? What would be? I mean, you're an engineer. Do you want like microphones and cables and technology and stuff?
Oh, I like that. I like the technologies and the microphones. You got the Aston microphone.
Stop hitting the Aston microphone.
Oh, you got the Aston microphone.
Stop that.
You got that mic right there. I like that mic right there.
So do you have some of those?
Yeah, I don't. No, I just use yours when you're not looking.
What?
I come in, I get the microphone whenever I need something.
You're not supposed to come in and take my stuff.
Anyways, yeah, no.
So you don't want equipment and stuff that you want?
Yeah, no.
Well, what do you want for Christmas, Hank?
I like eggnog.
You're just pretty much happy with whatever you get, and you like eggnog. Hey, does Maureen knit you a sweater or something?
No, she goes and buys them for me though. She gives me a big sweater with the Santa Claus and the whole Christmas scene, and then there's Father Christmas.
Well, that's Santa.
Yeah, and then you got like Kris Kringle.
Well, that would be Santa as well.
Yeah, and then you got like the snow guy.
Snowman. Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah, Frost is the snow guy, and then it's got elves, and it's got all the reindeers that dashes and dances and prances and space bar and
all the various reindeer. Yeah. What about Rudolph?
Who's he?
The Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer.
Oh yeah, the guy with the nose and the yeah. It's got them.
That's a big sweater you got there, fella.
Yeah, I'm a big fella, and I like to have big sweaters to keep me warm on the holidays.
Well, we don't get a lot of cold weather here in California, but that's nice. So, well, we're kind of taking some time here, Hank, and we gotta keep it moving. But I just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas and make sure you're here and get all the mics set up and everything. Although you do nothing really around here for mics and stuff. Hello. Stop it. All right, you go and get ready for the big Christmas special. We got Santa Claus coming in later.
Yeah, no, Santa Claus. I'm excited. Santa Claus! Hey, Santa Claus! I want to ask him for something for Christmas. I did be nice. I let him sit on his lap.
You're not gonna get out of here. Go on.
All right, I gotta wait for Santa. I'm gonna make Santa Claus an onion sandwich.
No, don't make. Oh. Okay. Well, so Hank's ready for the big Christmas special, and Santa Claus is coming to town. Literally, Santa Claus is literally coming to town. He's coming to the James Arnold Taylor podcast. Let's give Franklin a call, my agent, and call him and see what time and all that and how Santa Claus is working out here. And hopefully it's not Brian.
Hello?
Hey, Brian, it's James Arnold Taylor.
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You don't sound like him.
No, all right, let's not do that again. Hey, Brian, I was calling for your dad, Franklin.
Brian.
I know you're Brian, but I was calling for your dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, well, while I have you on the phone, are you It's I'm doing my James Arnold Taylor podcast Christmas special. So
I think Santa Claus is pretty cool. You gonna get Santa Claus on the show?
yeah, actually, you know what? I actually am because of your dad. Your dad Franklin is getting Santa Claus to come on the show.
Yeah, he knows Santa.
So okay. So your dad knows Santa Claus. Did you grow up with Santa Claus coming to the house and everything and all that?
Santa Claus comes to everybody's house, dummy.
Okay, you're right. First off, you're right. Second, you don't need to call me a dummy, okay?
Titus.
Titus.
Whatever. Yeah, I know Santa. When I was little, Santa would get me toys and stuff, and that was pretty awesome.
What's like a favorite toy for you at Christmas time? What would be like the big thing on? Well, I don't know what's on your Christmas list now. What would be on your Christmas list now?
Toys and stuff.
Toys and stuff.
Not even, dude. No, I like video games, and dude, I've been playing that Battlefront 2 game, and Obi-Wan Kenobi's in there, and he's awesome.
Yeah, no, Obi-Wan Kenobi on Battlefront 2 is me.
Not even.
Yeah, no, seriously.
No, that sounded like Ian McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No, well, it's me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to burst your bubble.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. You don't sound like him.
Okay. So anyways, what else? So are the video games, you want video games for Christmas?
Yeah, video games are rock and roll, man. I like video games. The biggies.
That's right. You call them Viggies.
Biggies. So, yeah, and I'm going to get some peanut brittle. I like peanut brittle.
You like peanut brittle? Okay, that's good. You got to watch it. Peanut brittle gets stuck in your teeth. And I just had some dental work done.
Dude, is this on your podcast?
Yeah, you're on the podcast right now.
This is boring, dude. You got talking about your teeth. Nobody cares, dude. Do something else on the podcast.
Okay. Boy, you really are my agent's son. Hey, but speaking of him, well, okay, first off, I wish you a Merry Christmas, Brian.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
And I would like to talk to my agent, your dad, Franklin. Can you get him for me?
Titus.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just a sec, dude. Merry Christmas, dude.
Oh, well, Merry Christmas to you too, Brian.
Whatever. Dad!
What? Dad! What? Dad! I said what like 3 times, what?
Obi-Wan Kenobi is on the phone.
Oh, give me the phone. Give me the Hello, darling.
Hey, Franklin, hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
What is that?
It's my Christmas song. I don't know, I'm making it up as I go along. I'm trying to accept the fact that I go on your podcast and people have to hear my voice. So I try to change it a bit. Merry Christmas.
You sound exactly the same.
Okay. Oh, I toot. Anyways, what's up?
Well, it's Santa Claus. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to the JATcast, right?
Santa Claus. Oh, I love Santa Claus. Santa Claus is coming to town. So the JATcast. You should do a song like that.
Is he? I'm recording the podcast now, and I need to know how and when and how is he going to show up?
Well, he's magic.
I know he's magic.
So that's how he shows. I don't know when you make him show up. You say Santa Claus. Oh, and if you wish hard enough, James, and you make enough Christmas spirit, then Santa Claus will show up.
That's how I'm going to do it?
I already talked to him, and Mrs. Claus and I talked for hours, and she thinks you're sweet.
Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus thinks I'm sweet?
Yes, she does. She said, oh, the little jet guy. I like he does a little show, and he does the voices. I like when he does all the voices on the show in the JATcast.
Wow. So she's going to make sure that he's here then?
Yes. No, Santa Claus, he knows. He's going to be on the show.
All right. Okay, so he'll just basically, are you just basically telling me that he'll appear whenever we need him to appear for the JATcast because he's magic and he knows when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake.
He knows it. You've been better good to be good for goodness sake. I've been saying it to Brian for years. He doesn't listen to anything I say. But Santa Claus still gets him stuff. I don't know why.
Okay. Well, Franklin, hey, by the way, what do you want for Christmas this year?
Oh, all I want for Christmas is you. No, that's not true. I I would like Christmas joy spread all around. I think a wonderful Christmas present to the world would be as if everybody just loved one another and had eggnog and Christmas cookies and they all just celebrated and enjoyed each other and gave peace a chance.
Okay, well, that's nice. That's a lovely thought. That's a lovely sentiment.
This is Santa what?
Sentiment.
Santa who?
Sentiment.
Santa what?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus! Oh, I get so excited I toot.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you anyways, Franklin. So we'll wish for some Christmas magic and he'll show up. But Merry Christmas. Are you and Brian going to come by? We're doing the big Christmas JATcast, Christmas party here afterwards.
Yeah, no, we'll come up. So I'll try to get him to put on something, nice.
All right. And Hank's wearing his Christmas sweater.
Oh, Hank's a dear. All right, tell him I love him and save some mistletoe. I'll give you a little kiss under the mistletoe, Jet.
No, I don't want a kiss from you on the mistletoe.
Okay.
Hey, all right, okay. All right. Bye-bye, Franklin.
Bye-bye, darling, bye.
Okay. So, okay. Well, that's nice. Okay, so Santa Claus will be here whenever the Christmas spirit, whenever we really need Santa to come and have the exclusive interview with him. But, first, I should talk about, what are some of the Christmas traditions here at the James Arnold Taylor house? We have, first off, my favorite Christmas songs. My all-time favorite Christmas songs, Martina McBride, the country music singer, has a version of Oh Holy Night that I wish I could play it here but I don't have the rights, and you can't play things if you don't have the rights for them. In fact, all the music and stuff that you're hearing here and sound effects, I use several different companies. Partners in Rhyme, I use their music tracks sometimes. I use productiontracks.com, I use them, but primarily I use Digital Juice. Backtracks, Digital Juice. I've been using those since the 90s, man. And they used to come on CDs, and I'd get all these CDs. I still have all the CDs of music and sound effects. Digital Juice, and the music's, all the Christmas music that you're hearing and everything here is from Digital Juice. Great stuff, and they have like a subscription fee. You pay that, and then you get access to all these music and sound effects and graphics libraries for if you do videos. So if you're a YouTuber, I really highly recommend checking out Digital Juice. Go to digitaljuice.com, check that out. It's a good, nice little Christmas present for yourself there. Get some stuff and all, but that's where all the Christmas music and everything. But Christmas music that I like, that we listen to on the James Arnold Taylor, the JAT pod, the iPod, would be Martina McBride's Oh Holy Night. Oh my goodness. It starts a cappella, and she sings through the whole thing a cappella, and then the fiddle and everything comes in. It is beautiful. It is one of the most beautiful Christmas songs. If you have not heard it, check it out. If you've got like Spotify or Apple Music or one of those, or it's probably on YouTube or somewhere too. It is beautiful and will get you in the Christmas spirit. Another one of my favorites. There is a Christian band called Down Here that I just love. I love their music, and they have two singers, and one of the lead singers, Mark Martel. Now, Mark Martel, you've heard, because if you've seen Bohemian Rhapsody or any of that lately, you've heard him because he does, a absolute amazing voice match for Freddie Mercury singing, and sounds exactly like Freddie Mercury, but also has an amazing voice himself. He's an absolutely wonderfully accomplished musician. Mark Martel, check out his YouTube channel. Watch him doing Bohemian Rhapsody if you have not done it in one take, like straight through, playing the piano and singing Bohemian Rhapsody. It's amazing. But he did, so if you saw the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, so much of that music was, like right then, they didn't just pull the original tracks of music and have them lip sync to it. They had Mark Martel go in there and sing those songs and do that. So that is, wherever you think it's Freddie Mercury, it's actually Mark Martel. Amazing. And he is with a Queen tribute band that he sings with, and amazing stuff. So anyways, he's in a band called Down Here. Down Here is kind of taking a break right now out there, but they've done several albums, and they had a Christmas album. Down Here's Christmas album is so great. The whole album is great. It's so clever. It's fun. It's funny. And then it's beautiful. And they have my second favorite Christmas song. Their version of Silent Night is so amazing. It's so good. If you ever wondered what Freddie Mercury would have sounded like from Queen singing Silent Night, check that out because that's what that sounds like, and it's just great. And then another one of their songs is called "How Many Kings," and oh my goodness, probably just one of the most beautiful lyric written for a Christmas song or any song. I mean, we listen to it even not at Christmas time because it's such a great song, and it's so great. Listen to some of these lyrics. How many kings stepped down from their thrones? How many lords have abandoned their homes? How many greats have become the least for me? And how many gods have poured out their hearts to romance a world that is torn all apart? How many fathers gave up their sons for me? Only one did that for me. Wow. That's a beautiful lyric. And if you believe in the spirit of Christmas, the true spirit of Christmas, you know what I mean. That is just it's really lovely. It's really just beautiful because that's the whole key of it. If you get the chance to listen to those songs, please do yourself a favor. Find those songs online or Apple Music or whatever, or just buy them. How about just buy them and take a listen to them, add them to your Christmas list of music. So good. So those are some of the, that's some of the big Christmas music that is playing, as well as, of course, in our house, the one that is on a continual loop is the Charlie Brown Christmas music. Christmas Time is Here, all of those songs done by Vince Guaraldi. Vince Guaraldi was an amazing jazz pianist, and he, of course, did all the music for all of the Charlie Brown specials. But the Christmas special is one of my all-time favorite things on the planet. I love the Charlie Brown Christmas special, and that is just so great. So those are some of the things that are going on here at the James Arnold Taylor House. What will we do for Christmas? Well, we've got, we put up the Christmas tree. We put up the Christmas tree early this year because of the fires here, the Woolsey fire and all that devastation. I noticed that everybody in our neighborhood, everybody started putting up Christmas lights right after the fire, which was before Thanksgiving. And I think it was because we all just needed a little Christmas, and we needed that. And so, this is because people put up their lights early and stuff. And usually I'm kind of like, but this year I'm like, no, let's put them up early. So we put the Christmas tree up early. We have a fake tree. Sorry for all of you that love real trees or whatever. But first off, I don't want to cut down a Christmas tree. And second, although you can get live trees and keep it in the pot, and then, that's kind of neat. But we don't do that. What we do is we have just a really beautiful fake tree that, looks really real, and all the lights are already put in it. So every year I don't have to restring the lights, but we decorate it and we put ribbon around it, beautiful ribbons around it, and lights and ornaments. And I have all sorts of Christmas ornaments. And I'm I'm probably one of the only people that can say this. I have a bunch of Christmas ornaments that are me, all my various characters, Leonardo, Fred Flintstone, Spider-Man, The Flash. I've got all sorts of different ones from all various characters I've played. But believe it or not, I don't have an Obi-Wan Kenobi Christmas ornament. Can you believe that? Crazy, I know. I don't know why, and I couldn't find like a Clone Wars one. And then I went online recently and I looked on Amazon, and they have these ones that are my Obi-Wan. The Clone Wars Obi-Wan ornament is like a 6-pack of them. But it's no longer made, and you can't get it anymore. So I'm like, bummer. But so I don't have an Obi-Wan Kenobi ornament, Christmas ornament. I know, it's terrible. But so, we decorate the tree, and we have the candles that we light, the Advent candles that we do every year, which is really fun and awesome. And so each week you light an Advent candle and you read it. And then we have the Advent calendar, and ours is a Little House on the Prairie Advent calendar. It's like a little wooden house that looks like the house from Little House on the Prairie, and it's got little drawers in it, and they've got numbers on it, and you open them up, and my wife and I, we put in different things each year and make it a different thing for our daughter. And sometimes there's little gifts in there, sometimes there's little scripture, sometimes there's little question. And this year we've got little questions in there, like, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Or then it'll say watch your favorite Christmas movie, or it'll say, what's your favorite Christmas memory? And and so it gives us topics of discussion each day for those 25 days of Christmas. And then we'll have some friends over and stuff on Christmas Day, and that'll be nice. A friend of ours is coming over, and I'm going to make dinner. I do all the cooking here. So it'll be, just a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Can't sing too much of that. Don't want to pay the rights for it. Anyways, so many different fun things to happen here on the James Arnold Taylor Podcast Christmas special. First off, though, let me just say, I hope everybody has been having a wonderful time listening to the podcast. This is like episode 9 of the podcast. And so it's been going on for a couple months now. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you enjoy it, please write a nice review on iTunes or anywhere else, Spotify or Google Play or any of those. Write good reviews, especially on iTunes, really important. That's the way I will get more listenership and it can become more popular and then maybe be featured. Write reviews. Give me 5 stars, please, if you like it. If you don't like it, well, I guess don't do it. But because there's always that one guy. In fact, I was thinking about that. We may. I'm going to have Franklin try to track down that one guy that always gives me, or girl, one person that always gives me a thumbs down on all my YouTube channel stuff. There's always like one thumbs down. Drives me crazy because the rest of you are so kind to give me a thumbs up. I love that. Thank you so much. And, I'm a positive guy. And of course, I like to keep positive. And, even if somebody doesn't like me, okay, right. I know everybody's not going to like me. But there's like one person that I think purposely gives me the thumbs down just to bum me out. So Franklin's going to try to track that person down and we'll have to have a call with them and talk to them. That'll be interesting. That'll be on an upcoming James Arnold Taylor podcast. Also, last week I did the interview with Dave Filoni, part 1 of the interview with Dave Filoni here on the James Arnold Taylor podcast, the JATcast. And I'm going to save part 2 until after, because this is a Christmas special. So that'll be coming up on another episode. Sorry, guys. For all of you that were looking forward to hearing that, I'm sorry, but it will be coming up on another episode very soon. I wanted to save this one, just make this one a Christmas one. And then the next episode may be like a New Year's special, but I'll probably still get back to it. We'll probably play that part 2 in the next episode. I hope you liked it. It's a lot of fun. That's an interview I did with him from like 5 years ago. And so we'll be playing part 2 of that. And I'm probably going to break it up into 3 parts. So it'll be a 3-parter. And there you go. What else for the James Arnold Taylor podcast this year? Well, so many wonderful letters. I have to tell you, every single day I get amazing letters from all of you. And I'm so grateful and so thankful to all of you for doing that. And you can keep doing it. And we're going to take some of your emails here today on the JATcast. But I thought one of the things I did years ago, so when I used to do like the Force Cast and Rebel Force Radio and all of those things, I would do, when Clone Wars was on, I would do these Clone Wars Christmas little specials for them. And they're on my YouTube channel. You can hear them all. So some of you have already heard these things, but I thought it would be appropriate to play at least one of them here for my Christmas special. Obi-Wan Kenobi reading 'Twas the Night Before Christmas is one of my favorites. And then I also have Obi-Wan reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And on that one, that was the very first one I did. And I got Corey Burton, the amazing Corey Burton, to do the voice of Cad Bane and Zero the Hutt in it, which is really wonderful and fun. And then on the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas one, I got Tom Kane to do Yoda, because of course they're the voices of these characters. If you don't know, they are the actual people that voice the actual characters for the Clone Wars and everything. And so I thought I would play 'Twas the Night Before Christmas Star Wars style, read by Obi-Wan Kenobi for you here now. This is, again, it's something you can find on my YouTube channel, but I thought is kind of special. This is my Christmas special here on the podcast. Why not make it a Star Wars-y kind of Christmas? So for you now, Obi-Wan Kenobi reading 'Twas the Night Before Christmas on the James Arnold Taylor podcast.
'Twas the Night Before Christmas, read by Obi-Wan Kenobi and friend. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the place, not a Jedi was stirring, why not even Mace. Lightsabers were hung in the temple with care, in hopes that St. Yoda Claus soon would be there. The Jedi were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of peacekeeping danced in their heads. Anakin in his cloak and I in my hood had just settled in after fighting for good, when out in the hallway there arose such a clatter. Well, I sprang for my quarters to see what's the matter. Away to the corridor I flew with a flash, zipped open the blast door and threw up the sash. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a little green man with a cane and no fear. Indeed, yes, a Jedi, the master named Yoda. I thought what to offer, perhaps a cold soda. He went to the chambers where Jedi do counsel and shouted a roll call that seemed to announce all.
Plo Koon now, Shakti now, Adigalia now Mundi, Skywalker come, Tano come, bring with you Kenobi, to the ends of the galaxy, the universe all, fight evil the Emperor, indeed he must fall.
He walked with a limp, though I think it in jest, for the Force was quite strong with him, Count Dooku to test. With a snicker he laughed, and his eyes they did twinkle, For 800 years old, he had barely a wrinkle. His voice was like gravel.
Yes.
And his talk was, well, confusing. From backwards to forwards was the ways of his musing. He was dressed in a robe from his head to his toes, and to say he was little would understate it, I suppose.
Judge me not by my size.
No, no one would dare, for that could be dangerous if your life you did care. For in him was wisdom, valor, and honor, a force to be reckoned with. In a fight, you're a goner. But gentle he was, yes, he showed us the way, to use the force rightly and never to stray.
Patience you must have.
He told us quite often.
Trust the force, you will, yes.
And keep an eye on that talkin'. He spoke many words, then went straight to work, filling all of our stockings, even Quinlan's, that jerk, supplying each one with a Christmas Eve dream and stuffing them full till they burst at the seam, and laying his finger aside of his nose, then giving a nod with the force, he did rose. He winked and he shouted as he turned out the light.
May the force be with you, and to all, a good night.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from the Jedi Council.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Thank you. That's pretty cool, huh? That was something I did back in 2010 and put it up on the YouTube channel. You can find it there on the YouTube channel. It's the same thing if you really like it and want to listen to it again and don't want to have to listen through my whole podcast here. I did that one, and then I did How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which are a lot of fun. There's another one I did, the 12 Days of Christmas Clone Wars version, which is pretty fun. Maybe I'll play that here too, but for now, I feel like Obi-Wan inspired us, brought the Christmas spirit in, and I'm sensing that something magical is going to happen. And whoa!
Merry Christmas!
Oh yes, Santa Claus has come to the JATcast. You just appeared. You're magic, Santa, aren't you?
Well, James, I sure try. It's wonderful to see you, and it's great to be on the James Arnold Taylor JATcast.
Well, thank you, Santa. Franklin, my agent Franklin.
Oh yes, Franklin, he's a character indeed.
Well, he, of course, contacted you. I'm so appreciative to him and to you for taking the time. This is like the busiest time of the year for you.
It sure is, James. So much going on, so much exciting Christmas energy. Even though the times have changed, I still feel the love of Christmas throughout all the land.
Oh, Santa, you really are. You're just a big, huggable, lovable. Can I give you a hug, Santa?
Oh, sure. Come here, James.
Oh, that was a big Santa hug. Thank you, Santa. I love you.
I love you too, James.
Do you remember, hey, can I ask, I feel like I'm a little kid again all of a sudden. Do you remember I was a little kid in the 70s? It was after Star Wars came out, but the first year the toys and everything didn't come out and stuff. But I got the action figures. You brought me the action figures.
Oh yeah, the Star Wars action figures. There was a lot of those. My little elves were working hard for those.
Yeah, but then the other thing that was amazing came out like the next year was the Star Wars lightsabers. The original lightsabers that came out. And I told this story on the podcast once before. Do you remember getting me the Star Wars lightsaber? It was the Darth Vader one because just the truth is it wasn't like I liked the dark side. I liked the color red. And so you got me the Star Wars lightsaber, Darth Vader lightsaber when I was a little kid.
I sure do remember that, James. That was a magical time.
Oh, yeah. Now, yeah, and you remember back then, though, it was just like, those red flashlights that everybody gets? They were just a flashlight with a tube on it. Yeah, but, I guess you hadn't figured out the whole technology of, now you make really wonderful lightsabers. Your elves and everything do, huh? How hard is that?
Well, there's all sorts of technology now for them to make all sorts of great toys, and they've got to keep up. There's a lot going on. Some of my elves are here. I think they're out in the other room talking with Hank and Billy and all of them, and they wanted to come in and wish you a Merry Christmas too at some point.
You brought elves with you?
I sure did, James. You're a delight.
Oh, no, you're a delight, Santa.
No, you are.
No, you are.
No, you are.
You. Oh, this is fun. You know who I always liked? Frosty the Snowman.
Well, if we have a little Christmas magic, maybe, just maybe, we can make Frosty appear here too.
Get out of town, really?
Well, I'm gonna get out of town later when I deliver all those gifts.
That's just an expression, but anyway, so Frosty the Snowman, you could bring Frosty the Snowman into the studio?
Sure. Just say a little wish, James.
Okay, I wish a Christmas wish. I sound like Billy. I wish a Christmas wish to bring Frosty the Snowman in the studio.
Well, your wish is my command.
Well, you're like a genie now. Whoa!
Happy birthday!
Hey, Frosty!
Hey, I said my first words. But snowmen can't talk. Boy, it's a little hot in here.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I mean, the heat on and everything, and well, you're in California and stuff too. It doesn't really snow.
Oh, I think it's getting a little too hot for me.
Oh, he melted.
Oh, don't worry. He does that in hot places. Here you go.
Happy birthday!
Okay, Frosty, we already kind of gone over this.
Boy, it's hot in here.
Oh, he's melted again. All right, well, that's okay, Santa. You can just kind of put him in a cup there. There's a little Frosty the Snowman cup full of frosty water. Okay, that's kind of weird.
We'll just leave him there.
All right, well, Santa, so, busy time of year for you. I mean, I don't know how you make the time. I don't know how you get to all of these billions, literally billions of people now on the earth that you're going around and spreading Christmas joy to and gifts. Hey, by the way, do you mind that I give you those vegan, gluten-free cookies with the coconut milk instead of regular milk and regular cookies?
Oh, no, James, I love them. They're yummy, yummy.
Yeah, you're just happy about everything. I like that. You're the Christmas spirit. You're the true Christmas spirit, Santa Claus.
Well, I am Santa Claus.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You really are actually the true Christmas spirit. Well, okay. So, anyways, I don't want you to tell me what you're going to get for me this year, but you know what you're going to get me, right?
I sure do.
Okay. It's something cool though, right?
Oh, it sure is.
All right, but don't tell me. I want you to tell me, but I'm not going to have you. Well, all right, anyways. Now, let me ask you this though. Does anybody ever get you anything for Christmas? Is there something you want for Christmas, Santa Claus?
Oh, just everyone coming together, celebrating Christmas, loving on one another, and sharing the joy of peace.
No. That's cool, but I mean, you wouldn't want like a toy or something too?
Oh, well, I have plenty of toys. I love them.
You know what? Okay, but I want to give you a toy. I'm going to give you this. It's an Obi-Wan Kenobi bobblehead. I'm gonna sign it for you and give it to you as a gift because that's Obi-Wan's my guy.
Oh, why you do that for me, James? That is wonderful. I'll put it on the top of the sled and watch Obi-Wan Kenobi's head bobble while we go through the whole Christmas night. Ho, ho, ho! Look at his head bobble! Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas, Obi-Wan Kenobi! Ho, ho, ho!
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, Santa. Well, I'm glad I could give you a Christmas gift. And so Christmas night, though, we'll keep the chimney open and all of that stuff, and you come down. And how do you do that, by the way?
That's Christmas magic, James.
Yeah. All right. Where do you get Christmas magic? Is that something you can just, how do you acquire Christmas magic?
You just have to believe.
Oh, so if we just believe in the spirit of Christmas, which is love and joy and peace and grace and giving and all of that, just coming together and loving one another and enjoying, then you find the Christmas spirit in you then, and then everybody kind of becomes their own little Santa Claus and stuff and spreading the joy of Christmas throughout their own home.
You got it, James. That's it. Don't let go.
Oh, that's great. Hey, so do you have a favorite Christmas song?
Oh, I like Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Well, I guess, yeah. Kind of an obvious one, but well, Santa, I so appreciate you coming by. I know you're really busy, and there's so many questions I want to ask you, but I'm all flabbergasted. I'm all nervous. I can't think of anything to ask you other than just, well, give me another hug.
Ho, ho, ho! Come here.
Oh, that was a big Santa Claus hug. Okay, Santa. So, you said elves are here. You have an elf, or some elves you want me to talk to too?
I play your podcast in the workshop while all the elves are making the toys, and they listen and they just love it. One special little elf, Arthur Elf, is gonna come in. Oh, Arthur! Ho, ho, ho!
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. Oh, hi, Arthur. Let me pick you up there. Okay. Up. Oh, okay. Whoa. Let me get you up on the sorry counter here and just now. Okay, so you can talk on that microphone there.
What, on this microphone right here? Hello, 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 hello.
All right. So come on, stop. Everybody go. Everybody's talking to Hank.
Yeah, I'm just kidding with you, James. So, all the elves here, we love your podcast.
You do?
Yeah, you're pretty good. You're pretty funny. Not too bad. I do some voices myself, though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm working on, I'm going to do my Hank impression. You want to hear it?
You do an impression of Hank?
Yeah, no, I think that guy's hysterical.
Okay, yeah, let's hear your Hank impression.
Hello, 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 hello. Is this microphone on? I'm testing the microphone. It's me, Hank, and I'm testing the microphone, and I'm going to give James a bad time. Hello, 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 hello.
That's pretty good.
I do Reggie, Reginald, don't call me Reggie.
You do Reginald, don't call me Reggie?
Yes, and would you stop calling me Reggie? The name is Reginald. Right? Right.
That is an awesome impression.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with the voices.
So how long have you been an elf for Santa in his workshop?
Oh, I don't know, a couple hundred years.
What? A couple hundred years?
Yeah, we else, we live pretty long, because we're not big or anything, and, he feeds us well, and we're always having fun, and we're making toys, and we're playing. I mean, that's really kind of the whole way, it goes. If you enjoy life, you laugh, and you love, and you have a good time, then, you're going to live a long life, you're going to be happy.
That is so cool. So you've probably made toys for me when I was little.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Star Wars action figures and lightsabers, all that stuff. You had a Fuzzy Pumper Barbershop?
The Fuzzy Pumper Barbershop, the Play-Doh Fuzzy Pumper Barbershop. Of course, I love that. Was one of my favorite toys ever as a kid.
Yeah, I made that one for you.
Get out of here. Oh, Arthur, you're awesome.
Yeah, I do all right. Hey, you want to hear my impression of Brian, your agent's son?
You do an impression of, yeah, I want to hear Brian.
Hello? You don't sound like Obi-Wan Kenobi. You sound like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ha, ha, ha. Titus.
That's awesome. That sounds just like him.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you do Franklin?
Hello, darling. It's your agent, Franklin. I'm so excited I toot.
That's great. Oh, there's, how about the announcer guy?
It's me, the announcer guy. It's the James Arnold Taylor Podcast. And I'm Mr. Announcer Guy's older brother, Charlton. And I'm Mr. Announcer Guy's younger brother, George. You want to do, Obi-Wan Kenobi? This is Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. May the Force be with you, always.
Wow, that's awesome.
And, here's, Titus from, the Final Fantasy. Listen to my story. This may be our last chance. I do a little impression of you, too. You want to hear it real quick?
You do an impression of me. I would love to hear an impression of me. Yeah, sure.
Hey, everybody, it's James Arnold Taylor. Welcome to the James Arnold Taylor Podcast. It's called Talking to Myself. It's the JATcast. What do you think? And what do you think of that?
It's good.
Yeah, it's not high enough. I got to get it up a little higher, I think, maybe. But, it's pretty close.
Well, yeah, okay. But, you are a master impersonator, though, there, Arthur.
Yeah. I'm getting kind of thirsty, though. Some of these impressions make me thirsty. Can I take a little sip of that water?
Oh, no, wait, oh. Oh, no, that's not, that was, Frosty.
Oh, boy. That hits its spot. Tastes a little funny. What were you saying?
Nothing. Never mind.
Anyways, so we wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas, and all us elves, we made you this thing here.
What's like a plaque? Look at that. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from Santa's Elves to the James Arnold Taylor Podcast. Look at that. That is so nice. I'm going to put that up on the wall.
Yeah, we try. We think you're pretty great, James. Just keep doing what you're doing and be awesome, okay?
Well, thank you, Arthur. Thank you, Santa. You guys have been wonderful.
Oh, you're welcome, James. Now we gotta go make some toys and get busy for the season.
Yeah, I gotta go polish Rudolph's nose, make sure it's all bright and shiny so we can, make sure he gets through the whole fog and everything.
So that's real. That's not just a song.
Of course not. Rudolph's a great reindeer.
All right, Santa Claus, thank you so much for coming by the James Arnold Taylor Podcast. Thank you, Arthur. Please tell all the elves hello and thank you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Okay, James. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Santa. Bye-bye, Arthur. Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, James.
It's a Christmas miracle here at the James Arnold Taylor Podcast. I'm feeling all warm inside. You know what we should do now is let's do some of your let's answer some of your emails. What do you think? Hey Jerry, the music man.
Yeah, James. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas, Jerry. Hey, could you play the music for Ask Jat?
Rat-a-tat-tat. Music for Ask Jat.
Thanks, Jerry.
You got it. Merry Christmas. I'm gonna go get some eggnog.
Sounds like the party's already getting started in the other room there, but all right. Oh, and now we just need hey Bob, Bob.
Hello, James. Merry Christmas.
Man, that party's loud out there. Are you? So, anyways, are you having a good holiday season so far, Bob?
Oh, I love the holiday season, and I'm so excited about all of this. And boy, I've got to tell you, you've got some wonderful emails that you've been getting coming in.
We really do. We've had some wonderful emails from everybody that listens to the show and is enjoying the podcast. It seems like people are really enjoying the podcast, doesn't it, Bob? Hey, Bob.
Oh, it certainly does. So let me take a look and see. Let's see. This first one is from Blakey Bowen of Menifee, California, USA, planet Earth, a galaxy not too far away.
Now they put all that on there. Yeah. Blakey Bowen. That's a great name.
Yes, and Blakey says, "Hi, Jat. I've been a big fan of your work, and after finding out that you have a podcast, decided to give it a listen. And sure enough, I loved it."
Well, that's cool. That's great.
Yeah, oh, that's wonderful. It's really funny and a good listen for anyone who likes Star Wars or voice acting, and it is cool to hear you be so open about things like your faith and stuff like that.
A lot of people are saying that. I'm really happy that people are saying they don't mind me kind of just talking about my faith. I don't purposely try to talk about my faith. It's just who I am. It's just what I do. And this show is the most realistic expression of me, and so that's what you get when you listen to the show.
Very good. But now Blakey says, I have 2 questions for you. 1, how hard is it to get into the voiceover industry? And 2, do you think it's better / easier for you as an actor if you can relate to the characters you portray? These questions have been on my mind for some time, as I am an aspiring voice actor myself. I am actually doing some voices for some cool animated shorts coming up that a friend of mine recommended I try doing. So there is that for me to look forward to. Thank you for your time and answers. Your good friend, Blakey Bowen.
No, that's great. There's great opportunities now for everybody with YouTube and things. People do like fan-based stuff where they do radio plays, kind of like what I would call a radio play or audio dramas and stuff. And so there's all sorts of things. So that's great, Blakey, that you're doing that. But your questions, how hard is it to get into the voiceover industry? It's pretty hard now. I got to tell you, it's not like when I was younger getting in as just a performer and everything. The problem is everybody kind of wants to do it. And I've talked about this many times in many different places on Jat drives and such, and everybody kind of thinks they can do it too. So if you really are somebody that really is a voice actor, that really loves voice acting and really has voices and characters that they love doing, or just have a great you don't need to do a bunch of voices to be a voice actor. If you have one great voice and you know how to use your voice well, you should be a voice actor. You can do it, and you love the craft of voice actor, and you know all the voice actors, then you just go for it. And I think that, doors will open for you if that's your dream. But as far as getting into the voiceover industry, it is tricky. I don't know if there's any one specific way. I was having a conversation yesterday at a session for a show that I can't talk about with a fellow voice actor who was saying, and I thought this was great. His name's Daniel, and he's a very talented young voice actor. And he was saying, I think that most people think you're going to say, hey, how do you get into voice acting? And you're going to go, okay, there's this guy down the street. You go over there and this will direct you to a secret place. And if you give him $20, he's going to tell you how to get into voice. What's the secret to getting into voiceover? There is no secret. It's just, and it's changing. And many of you, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast, is for everybody to understand that voiceover is a craft that is tried and true, and it means something the way that it's done. And I know people want to change it, and everybody wants to change it, and the millennials and the Generation Zs, which could be many of you, most of you probably listening to this, you think and hear things differently than I think and hear things, just because we're generationally different. And I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not saying anyone is better or greater than the other. I'm saying it's different. So the industry is changing because of that. And it's becoming harder to figure out what everybody wants, because I think most people actually don't hear things the way that we hear them as voice actors. And so you have to work at it. You have to look for ways to make yourself stand out, really, Blakey. That's really the biggest thing I would say to that. And question number 2, do you think it's better or easier for you as an actor if you can relate to the characters you portray? Well, I certainly think it helps. Certainly helps me. I can relate to the characters I've had the good fortune of playing and being blessed to play for all these years, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I relate to him. I relate to the fact that Obi-Wan is this man that holds the course. I mean, it's kind of like what we were just talking about with voiceover. Obi-Wan believes, he's a true believer. I've always said that about the Force and about the Jedi Code and all of that. He's a true believer. And I feel like I'm a true believer. I'm a true believer in truth and in justice and the American way. No, I am. I'm like Richie Cunningham meets Superman meets Obi-Wan Kenobi. I try to just believe that there is good in everybody and that good will prevail over evil, and that if you try hard and have a wonderful dream, it will come to fruition, because I believe in that myself. I've seen it in my own life, and I believe it's still the case, even though things have changed in the world. And so I relate to my characters. I think Ratchet is a character like that. I think Tidus is a character like that. I think that Johnny Test is not.
Johnny Test is just totally awesome and weird and doesn't care, and he just wants to eat a bunch of junk food, watch TV and play video games and hang out with his dog Dookie and get into cool adventures. Which is kind of me as well, I guess. So I do relate to Johnny Test. Haven't talked about Johnny Test much on this show, but I do relate to the characters, and I think that that's a great question. Thank you, Blakey.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, that was a good, long answer, but we do have to kind of move it along, James. I've been told I need to keep you on track now.
Oh, you been really? By who?
Oh, Hank.
Oh, Hank. Hank said I need to move it along?
Oh, yes, and Billy, my nephew.
Yeah, Billy, sure. Okay, Billy, because he's the intern. I'm glad all of you guys are telling me what I need to do for my podcast. That's great.
Well, no, and Reginald, don't call me Reggie. He says James has got to pick up the pace.
Well, the thing is you're going on and on right now instead of just getting to the email. So maybe you got to pick up the pace. Hey, bop, 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 bop.
Oh, you got me on that one, James. Okay. And this one, this is kind of a funny one. Shane Kirk from America.
Shane Kirk, okay.
Shane Kirk just writes, how much longer do you think you will be doing the voice for Obi-Wan?
How much? Wait. Okay, Shane. Now, this is one of those ones where I think, depending on how you read this, it's almost like you're my agent Franklin's son, Brian, asking,
how much longer do you think you'll be doing the voice for Obi-Wan? And let somebody else do it, jeez.
It's kind of how I'm sure that's not your intention, Shane, but it came off sounding like, geez, how much longer do you think you're going to be doing the voice for Obi-Wan? How much longer will I be doing the voice for Obi-Wan? How much? Hopefully, as long as they ask me to do the voice of Obi-Wan, I'll be doing the voice for Obi-Wan. I hope that's all right with you, Shane. This is one of those things where, like you have to be, it's funny when you write things sometimes, like you can get into an argument with somebody in a text because they don't understand the tone. So hopefully I'm not understanding your tone here, but it comes off more like, gosh, how much longer are you going to do Obi-Wan? Now look, Obi-Wan Kenobi is a character that I've been doing for coming up on 18 years now. And I hope that they always ask me to do it as long as they have projects where they need the voice for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay, very good. Oh, well, let's move on to another one then. There's plenty of people that just give you messages, wonderful messages.
You know what, Bob? No, it's true. And let's just acknowledge some of those there. Katie Sinfield, Todd Merrick, Eric Horowitz, Mandy Horning, Cameron Hellwell, Simon Van Beckham. From the Netherlands, Simon is. Aidan Scally from Scotland. There's so many. Savannah Bachman. So many questions from so many people. Louisa Bader. There's just wonderful, wonderful questions from all of you here. And then just comments that you're all writing. Chuck Wendlick. You guys have just been writing me these wonderful emails. So many people. And that's just to name a very small amount of you that I'm just looking and glancing and seeing names. So many great questions that people have asked.
Yes, and speaking of those, there's one from Terry Peck from the United States. It says, "Hi, James. This isn't a question necessarily, but rather a response to all you do with things like JAT365, the new podcast, etc. First of all, thank you very much for all of the positive messages and encouragement you send out. There is so little of that in the wide world, a whole wide world right now. Second, and I guess this is a question, what are some concrete ways we can bless you back in return?"
Oh, well, that's nice.
"I'm sure like anyone else you have down days and difficulties, and I know recently you were evacuated due to the fires and so on. So what blesses your heart? Only partially unrelated, feel free to read the question and or answer it as Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's my favorite Star Wars character, and you voice him to perfection. May the Force be with you. Terry Peck."
Well, first off, thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. I appreciate all your kind words. What blesses me? Well, I don't know. Hey, Obi-Wan, they were having a big party in the other room, big JATcast party, so I bet you Obi-Wan's here. Obi-Wan! Obi-Wan Kenobi! Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope!
Yes, James, I'm here.
No, Obi-Wan. Hey, Terry Peck asked the question, what blesses my heart and what can everybody do to bless me back in return? And she wondered if I could have Obi-Wan maybe answer that question.
Well, I don't know if I can answer that question for you, but I know that just people listening, I know from you being a friend of mine.
Really? Are we friends?
Not really, but I'm saying it because it's the Christmas spirit.
Right. Oh, okay, great.
No, I believe that you're a good person, strong in the Force, James. And really what blesses your heart is if people spread the good word of your podcast and your YouTube channel and all of those things, not so you can gain things financially or anything, but because you're someone that really enjoys spreading the good news and trying to encourage people.
That's true, Obi-Wan. It really is. Well, thank you. Thank you for answering that. Oh, can you say, "May the Force be with you" to Terry Peck?
Yes. Terry, the Force is strong with you, so be mindful of it. Never go to the dark side, and it will be with you. Always. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, Terry, I think that really the biggest thing for me, what blesses my heart, is these letters. All the letters that people send me here at jamesarnoldtaylor.com. You go to my website, you click on the Jat Show link, and you send me a thing, and you make it the JATcast podcast as the thing, unless you have a general comment, but choose a topic and send me an email, and I will send you one in return. And if you get a return from me, send one back to me, okay? Because a lot of times I can't tell if people get my responses. I don't know if they get kicked to the junk mail. I will spend a lot of time answering people's emails and send them responses, and then I never hear back. And I always wonder, boy, did they not get it? Because it seems like if you got an email from me, you would send it back. But anyways, so spreading the word about the JATcast and the YouTube channel and really trying to get more subscribers and stuff, following me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all of my social media, all of that blesses my heart and shows me that you all are listening and spreading the word. Why is it important to spread the word? Well, because honestly, I think I got a pretty good message of hope and a pretty good message of just goodness that I want to try to put out there to everybody and make everybody feel good. I feel like you get something in return if you listen to this podcast, in that I also try to give you concrete things to do. So if somebody says I'm stressed out, I try to give you ways that I deal with stress. Somebody says I'm having trouble with this, I try to give you ways to resolve, conflicts with people or whatever. I try to do more than just entertain you here. And so it blesses my heart when people spread the word and pay it forward and spread the word about the JATcast. Write good reviews on iTunes and stuff. Give me thumbs ups instead of thumbs downs. And all of that. So thank you, Terry. May the Force be with you. Hey, Bob, do we have time for one more?
Well, yes, sure. This is from Tiffany Garrison. Hi, James, from the USA.
Tiffany Garrison, USA.
Hi, James. I was wondering if you had any advice for visionaries who have a million dreams but can't do them all realistically. I am a Christian, and I have given up a lot of my dreams to follow the Lord. Some of my dreams were edited, such as instead of wanting to be a famous singer, it turned out wanting to be a worship leader.
Oh, worship leader at church then, yeah.
Yes, that's right. Some, however, I just can't pursue, which hurts. I have heard things about dreams and desires can be for certain seasons in life, but just want to use my gifts and passions to the best that He guides me. I've been cursed and blessed with a visionary life. LOL. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Tiffany. This is the whole thing. So Tiffany's basically saying, she's got a million dreams and can't seem to do them all realistically. How do you do it? How do you fine tune your dreams? Well, one of the things, I wrote my book, JAT365, for, and I'm not doing that as a shameless plug to sell my book, but it is available on Amazon. Okay. I'm always going to take the opportunity for you to check out my book, Chat 365 Daily Inspirations for the Pursuit of Your Dreams. But, here's the thing. You could also watch the entire book online for free, especially with the new year coming up. You could start the new year by doing 365 videos with me, because I did that on my YouTube channel. The book is 365 pages of positive inspirations to help you find what your dreams and goals are. And I did a video version of it on my YouTube channel. You can check that out. It's all there, 365 videos. Amazing stuff. Okay, but how do you pursue your dreams? How do you figure out? How do you kind of sort through your dreams is what Tiffany's asking. What I do is I cast my nets wide, as the book of Ecclesiastes says. Cast your nets wide, and so in other words, I do lots of different things, and then I kind of see what sticks, and I see what gets blessed. So I had an idea to do a YouTube channel, and so I thought I would make these shows, and I had ideas for different shows, but Clone Wars Conversations, that one kind of stuck the most, and then the Jat Drive stuck the most, and then the podcast kind of stuck. And so I do so many various things. I wrote a film this last year, and that's a whole other story for a whole other time, but it still has not been made. And the plan is it should have been actually made and finished by now, Christmas time. That was the original plan, but we lost our main actor, and a long story. And so the movie is now, the script is just sitting, waiting to get made, and maybe someday I'll make it. But so that was a dream I had, but I did it anyways. And so see the dreams that are really strong, Tiffany. See them through to the end, to some type of end, to where you go, okay, I've done it to this degree. So if I'm going to write a book, or I'm going to sing, I was singing, so you're a singer. I want to record an album. You set a goal for something. I think it's really important to set goals, to write them down, because then when you write them down, they become real, and to speak them out. And so every day, the other thing that's really important is to write them. Like if you have a journal, write them down. And then speak them out every single day, and speak them out believing in them, and not just like, I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm going to have $1 million, I'm going to be famous. No, I'm going to help people. My dream is to be a singer and to make an album. Okay. Or something like that. So you write that down. I will produce an album. I will write 10 songs. You start with, I will write a song for my album. I will write 10 songs for my album. I will record my album. I will finish my album. Whatever the dream is, write it down, speak it out, visualize it too. Taking time to meditate on it, taking time to pray about it. If you can take 5 to 20 minutes to an hour a day, depending, each of us has whatever time, and generally not in bed. You want to get up out of bed. You want to sit down somewhere quiet, get away on your own, and really envision you in your best state, and you accomplishing those dreams, and see which ones kind of stand out the most. That's the way I kind of do it. So what is it that I really want to do? And look, Tiffany, I still have a hard time with this too. There are so many things I want to do that I have not done yet. And there are so many things that I love doing that I wish could be bigger. My stage show, for example. I was blessed to be able to take that stage show and do it at Disney, and I've taken it all over the world. I've taken it to Japan, Ireland, London, and all parts in between, all over the country. Yet that stage show that I do, talking to myself, where I do 200 plus voices and all these wonderful, fun things about my life as a voice actor, I can't get anybody to sponsor that and take it on the road, because people go, you're just a voice actor. Hollywood doesn't care. And so that's a dream of mine. I would have loved to take that to Broadway. I would love to take that on the road and tour with it. But people go, you're not really known enough. People don't know you. So we're not going to sponsor that, and we're not going to put up money for that, because it's very expensive to do something like that. So that's a dream of mine that still hasn't come to fruition yet. At the same time, I've been able to perform that show for tens of thousands of people through the years, because thanks to Disney and Lucasfilm and all the other places where I've performed it in cons and stuff. So on one hand, I've fulfilled that dream, and on the other, I never really got it to the place I wanted to go. So I'm still dreaming about it. I'm still hoping for it. I'm still putting it out there in my imagination and hoping to fulfill that someday. I'm hoping that this podcast gets thousands upon thousands of listeners. Right now, there's a couple to 2,000 to 4,000 of you that listen to this podcast. And for that, I am so amazingly grateful. That's a lot of people. However, for me to make this podcast really big and special, I need thousands more. And so that's one of my dreams. So I just talk it out every day, and I hope for the best for it, and I pray about it. And I have friends that I trust, that I share my visions with and my dreams with, and they share theirs with me. And then we help each other and we lift each other up. So that's one of the ways. That's a very long answer for you, and I hope it helps you in some way, Tiffany. But I think it's beautiful that you would ask that question. I thank you for it. And I really pray for the best for you, Tiffany. And I pray for your voice to be heard and your songs to be sung and for the Lord to use you. And I pray that for all of you. Again, even if you're like, James, I don't pray, I don't believe in God or whatever. I'm praying for you. I'm praying and hoping for the best for you. All right. So, Bob, hey, Bob, I think that's all the time we have for this one because, it's Christmas and stuff and we got to get back to the Christmas special. But that was a nice way to end it, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, well, definitely. Yes, and doodly-doo.
And doodly-doo.
Oh, okay, well, I'm going to go out there and have this eggnog that everybody's
talking about the eggnog.
Well, it's quite good.
Who made it?
Hank.
Ew. Hank? Really?
Uh-huh.
And it's good?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, you go out there and celebrate the Christmas party, the Jat Christmas party, and I'll be out there once I'm done with my podcast here alone with all... Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Tell Billy Bob's your uncle.
What now?
Nothing. All right. Well, this has been the time just goes by so fast with all of you, and I so enjoy it, and I hope that I'm giving enough Christmassy kind of stuff. I feel like, I don't know if I've truly gotten the whole Christmas spirit here, and, I don't know. Hey, Billy!
Yes, Mr. Taylor, it's James Taylor, it's James, it's just James Taylor.
Right. Billy, Merry Christmas, first off.
No, Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Taylor, James Taylor.
Just James.
Taylor, Santa.
Taylor Santa. Okay, all right. Billy, I was going to ask you something, and now what's going on? Everybody's having a good Christmas party out there, by the way?
Oh, everybody, we're singing Christmas carols, and we're having a good time out there, and you should really be there. I mean, it's a great time.
Yeah, well, I would have liked to have been there, but I wasn't invited. I'm here doing the podcast.
Oh, right.
And speaking of the podcast, I don't know. I'm just kind of feeling like maybe I'm missing it. I wanted to make sure that I gave everybody a great Christmas podcast and really the Christmas of spirit. Now, we had Santa Claus on the show, and that was really exciting. Obi-Wan Kenobi read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. There's a lot of Christmas stuff, but I feel like I just don't know if I've gotten really the sense of what Christmas is all about to everybody.
Oh, well, then maybe this will help, Mr. James.
Just James.
Mr. James Taylor.
Just James.
Taylor James, mister.
Okay.
Lights, please. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said to them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you, ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly hosts, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth, peace, goodwill toward men. And that's what Christmas is all about, Mr. James.
Just James.
Mr. James Taylor James.
Just James.
Mr. Taylor James, Charlie Brown, 10.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, Billy. I knew you would bring the true spirit of Christmas here to the James Arnold Taylor podcast. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go have some eggnog and open presents and eat an onion sandwich now.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound good. That is what Christmas is all about. My goodness. Charles Schultz knew it. Charlie Brown knew it. Linus certainly knew it. One of my favorite things in the world. I love the Charlie Brown Christmas special. Watch that. Hey, if we're going to watch that here at the Jat House. Hope you watch it. I really just hope, let me just say this in conclusion on this podcast. We had fun. We had Santa Claus. We had Frosty. We had all sorts of things, fun things here on the podcast. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. And I just want to say, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I'm just wishing you a wonderful, blessed holiday season, a happy Hanukkah to all my friends that are of the Jewish faith, which is beautiful and wonderful as well. And I embrace that you do. And I pray for a beautiful, wonderful Hanukkah for you all. And for all of you that don't know the joy of Christmas, I pray that you would feel it this year. And I pray that somehow, in some weird little way, I managed to capture some of it here on the James Arnold Taylor Christmas special. And I just hope and pray wonderful, beautiful, good tidings of safe, happy holidays for all of us. Blessings upon all of us that have suffered losses this year. I've lost dear friends this year. There's been tragedies this year. There's been all sorts of things, but I just pray blessings upon all of us, and that we would look to the good in life and that we would embrace it, knowing that all things happen for a reason, and they are to strengthen us and to bring us closer to Him that made us and to show us that there is a light in this world. So, Merry Christmas to everybody and a Happy New Year. We're coming back next week. I'll do my New Year's ones, and maybe we'll do some New Year's resolution-y kind of stuff and all that, read some more emails. I'll play that Dave Filoni interview, and I'll tell you what I got for Christmas, what Santa brought. I'll tell you what Santa brought. Well, I don't know, will I? Will Christmas be done by then? Well, Christmas might not be done by then. No, well, Christmas will be done, but I don't know if I will have recorded it, so I won't really know everything I got for Christmas. All right. Well, I'll tell you soon enough. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you've had a wonderful one. Oh, Mr. Announcer Guy.
Yes, James?
It's the end of the Christmas special.
I know, we've been celebrating in the other room.
I know, well, now I'm going to go celebrate with all of you at the Christmas party and everything.
Right on, James.
All right, well, do all that legal stuff you got to do.
You got it, my man. Talking to Myself, the James Arnold Taylor Podcast is a production of Yumiko Inc., recorded at JAT Studios. Engineered, written, recorded, and produced by, you guessed it, James Arnold Taylor. All voices are parody and should be construed as entertainment only. All music and sound effects used with permissions and licenses through Backtracks, Digital Juice, Production Tracks, and Partners in Rhyme. James Arnold Taylor's Talking Myself, the Podcast, copyright 2018, all rights reserved.
Okay, hey, everybody get in here. Hank, Billy, Franklin, Brian, Announcer Guy, Charlton, George, Jerry, Bob, Billy. I said Billy. Everybody get in here. Get in here, and let's wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Ready? On the count of three, we'll say 1, 2, 3, and then you all say Merry Christmas. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
Merry Christmas!
Christmas, Merry Christmas, everybody. May the Force be with you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas time. I'm going to leave you with a special Obi-Wan Kenobi reading of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Goodbye.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Read by Obi-Wan Kenobi and friends. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be that his head wasn't screwed on quite right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings,
he snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here.
Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find a way to keep Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake up bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then, oh, the noise. Oh, the noise, 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 noise. That's one thing he hated besides flying. The noise, 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 Anakin! Then the Whos, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, 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 feast! They would start on Who pudding and rare Who roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Whos would start singing. They'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, 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 sing. Oh, sorry. And the more the Grinch thought of the Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how?
Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. And I have a bad feeling about this.
I know just what to do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat. And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked.
What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer.
The Grinch looked around. But since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No. The Grinch simply said,
If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead.
So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said,
Giddy up.
And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Whos lay a snooze in their town. All the windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Whos were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first house in the square,
This is stop number 1.
the old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row.
These stockings
He grinned.
are the first things to go.
Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant round the whole room, and he took every present. Popguns and bicycles, lightsabers, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all of the bags, one by one, up the chimney. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beef. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee.
And now,
Grinned the Grinch.
I will stuff up the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned round fast and he saw a small Who. Little Zero Loo who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this little hut squatter who'd gotten out of bed for a cold cup of water. He stared at the Grinch and said,
Santa Claus, why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie and he thought it up quick.
Why, my sweet little tot.
The fake Santa Claus lied.
There's a light on this tree. It won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there. Then I'll bring it back here.
And his fib fooled the child. Then he patted his head, and he got him a drink and sent him to bed. And when Zero Loo Who went to bed with his cup, he went to the chimney, and he stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for the fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On the walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. 'Twas 1:15 dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsels, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode to the tip-top to dump it.
Poo-poo to the Who's.
He was grinchiously humming.
They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. then all the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo. That's a noise
grinned the Grinch.
that I simply must hear.
So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. Very! He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came, somehow or another. It came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And he puzzled 3 hours, till his puzzle was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas,
he thought,
doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't quite feel so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beef. May the force be with you. Always. The end.